I'm living in my car, I do need a place to, shower, get cleaned up, things like that. So I actually, I go to the gym, which is right up here. I shower, I brush my teeth, get dressed, things like that. Mondays are my tough day because I work at the hospital all day Sunday night, and then as soon as I get out of the hospital at 7:30, I have to literally like get dressed in the car really fast, brush my teeth in the restroom, and then just like drive over to the school job. I tell myself, take it one, just survive, like survive this one day, and then that's it. You'll be good. First, I guess I'll introduce myself. My name's Bernice. I am one of 6 siblings. When I was 7 or 8, my mom left about 2 weeks after my little sister was born. Around like 14 and a half, 15, my dad was diagnosed with cancer. I lost my dad going on 16, and the best way I can describe it is we were on survival mode during that time. There were just so many red flags for me. I got in trouble for missing all this school. All I ever wanted was first someone asked me, hey, like, come here, give me a hug, like, are you okay? Like, and I just want to say, no, I'm not okay, I'm hurting. I have not had a place to call home since I was, 16? I don't know, eight years ago, something like that. That's really tough. I've always been a fighter. Even when someone hurts me or does me wrong, I just fight. I fight with my hard work. I do good in school, work hard at my job, and just be a fighter. I do visit my siblings at least maybe 3-4 times a week, and I do try to be very involved and, take them to school at least a few times a week, and then I pick them up from school every day. So as soon as I get off of my school job at 2:40, I get in my car and I drive over, pick them up, and take them home. So at least I get my little high and by. We technically were in a guardianship / foster home, but I didn't even know it. I didn't know what foster care was. I slipped through the cracks. Nobody ever asked or came, hey, let's help you. Let's take you to a home. Let's take you to a shelter. Nothing. I remember going into the office. I was picking up my schedule for like my senior classes, and one of the counselor secretaries asked me, oh, tell your sister that she has to fill out the homeless paper. And I remember saying, homeless? I didn't realize that's what foster care is. You can't be with your parents because something happened and you're living with someone else. I graduated high school, and then I had applied to a couple colleges, which I actually got surprised. I was surprised I got accepted to a few. I decided to stay local just to kind of help out my younger siblings and be there for them. I remember going into the admissions office, and I say, hey, I want to go to class today. And they basically said, well, we don't have any income information for your parents. I remember saying, I don't have parents. I can't provide that. And they said, well, if there's no income information, you can't go to school. Never once did anyone let me know about programs, scholarships. I believe in myself. I know I can do it, so I'm just going to keep trying to move forward. And if a barricade comes and I trip and fall, then hey, I just have to get back up and keep going.
I feel like I stopped being a kid at the age of probably 12. Because once I was 13, I figured out what drug my mom used. And that definitely changed in a huge way because I feel like the things that I was exposed to and the things that I knew already excluded me from being a kid. Growing up, I would get abused by my older big brother, who eventually got sentenced to 5 years in prison when I was in the 3rd grade. So I only left me with one brother. He couldn't really accept the fact that I was growing up. So at one point we just started really clashing heads. So that really just left me with just my little sister to be close to. So I currently now take care of her right along with my mother. And what that looks like is just, I have a 1-bedroom apartment. I sleep in the living room. She sleeps in the room with my mom. I pay all the bills. I pay her phone bill. I pay for her clothes. I pay for her to go to school. I pay for the gas that goes in the car. Majority, I pay for my whole household. I'm the head of my own household. I've never been a prostitute, but I most definitely kind of got into that life of prostitution. And as far as pimping and panthering, I started gangbanging, I started using drugs, I started doing violence for no apparent reason. And that was really all just because I was trying to stuff the pain I was going through. Me growing up, I didn't really have no guidance, so I went to the streets for love. I went from fighting for healing. I wasn't even taught the skills that I needed to have to be emotionally literate in life. My mom doing drugs at such an early age with me, it kind of just like, it exposed me really to that drug life, you know, it exposed me to slanging. I got bullied and abused as a kid, so growing up, those were just the great substances that I need to just, you know, stuff all those feelings that I was going through. I didn't have nobody in my ear telling me, you know, you can go play basketball, you can go to college. I have like a lot of friends that are still my age, and some of them are really still in the gang life. Some of them are still doing prostitution, and fast money isn't the best money. But when you're taking care of two, not only yourself, but 2 others, it's kind of like, you know, fast money feels like the best way for you to get it. I'm no longer around a whole bunch of gang members and a whole bunch of gun violence. I'm still around drug use and I'm still around prostitution, but it's okay because it's not too much in my face. Not to me, it's already been exposed to me, but it's not exposed to my little sister. She's like my whole story right now. Like, you know, like I have a mother, but she's older, so my main priority is really just make sure that I have my little sister go down the right track, but you know, that's hard because my mother still dibbles and dabbles with drugs.
Let's go.
My brothers used to always tell me, like, you can't do everything everybody else do. I couldn't do everything that everybody else did. I couldn't go to school and act out. So if I act out, then CPS is coming to my house. And if CPS come to my house, we're all getting taken. Being about like 8 to 6 years old and having about 6 police or 7 police officers come to your house armed, you know, like raiding your house and putting your brothers in handcuffs and putting your moms in handcuffs, you know, like. When I was at the age of 15, I got into an organization called Project Aware. And with that, it taught you how to deal with your emotions non-violently. I did it one time. I never went back because it's unraveling all those feelings and those emotions that you've been stuffing. Well, first and foremost, I hope everybody having a good afternoon. Like I just said, I'm running off for 3 hours of sleep, so y'all gotta bear with me. But okay, well, welcome today. As y'all see, we got a little bit something different going on today, so if y'all can, just don't mind the cameras. But again, my name is Felicity, and I will be running group today. So, with these groups, I've learned that, you know, I can have them emotions. It's okay to feel that you want to feel. You know, you can express them emotions and you don't have to be violent. You can express emotions and you don't have to go get high or feel shameful after, you know, so. Once I started going to the groups, you know, I started learning that people can't handle their own emotions, so they're gonna act out these outrageous ways, you know. Hurt people hurt people. I was talking about this earlier, like I personally I've never been a prostitute. And I've never qualified myself as a pimp. But I was doing what the guys was doing. I was getting females. I started at a very young age, you know, hoes and pimps, and y'all are both victims, you know, because you guys are both in survival mode. Just knowing that, like, you know, I'm probably causing this pain, I'm causing this hurt onto another female, that was just, I was doing all those things that I wouldn't want nobody to do to me. I wouldn't want nobody to do to any female in my family, you know, so I feel like I battle with your mind and your heart, you know. But then at the end, like I said, you're in survival mode. I was a hurt person hurting other people. I feel like everybody needs that safe spot, you know, whether it's in your community, in your household, whatever the case may be. I didn't have nobody ask me how you're doing. I didn't have nobody ask me how your day was, you know. So when I came into this group settings, and every week, at least if it's only just once a week, I got somebody asking me, like, how do you feel? What's on your mind? Like, you know, and it got to that little girl that was in elementary and got bullied, you know, like it got to that little girl who had a drug addict mother and just didn't know what to do, you know, like this is the one time out of somebody's week that we're actually getting asked how we feel, you know. When I started doing these groups and knowing that other kids in my community that was really like right in front of my face was going through the same things I was going through and they was talking about it, that made it like, it made it safe for me, you know, to be like, okay, if you're talking about it, I could talk about it.
I used to get in fights a lot, and I'm still getting in fights a lot. And that's one thing I want to stop to do. Like, I'm having like, me and my family connections is not how it was before. Yeah.
Something I struggle with is relationships.
I'm feeling overwhelmed and
hurt. And one thing I struggle with letting go without being disrespected or without
There's a lot of things I struggle with, but only one.
I struggle
I struggle with balancing.
just being able to be myself. You probably make it out here, man.
Having a figure in your life that was a lifer at one point in time, that was the first Black African American man to get out of prison, the first time on parole, the first time they go into the board, and not to mention that they know your family and that they've been through the things that you've been through and had a prior life that you did, like that showed me, you know, like this man did 16 years in life and he came out and has his own organization now. That's lit to me, you know, because when you're gangbanging and when you're fighting and then you're in this such life, you know, trying to rebuild the community like he messed up, basically. You know.
I'm gonna speak about it. You ain't not to be crying. I don't know what's wrong.
I think I prefer 7-Eleven coffee to Arco coffee.
Can you get a picture of it?
And so do they come, how often?
Yeah,
do you
once
do it?
a week we do one group at the next library. But you know we do like 10 others throughout the week.
The whole week,
like
right?
Schools, juvenile hall.
So it's just whoever like makes this their regular meeting, they come to the one at Malcolm X.
Take a picture. Oh, you still ain't taking no pictures of it.
Felicity, I have to tell you that she is at a crossroads. I think she says very openly that every day it's a decision about to do the right thing or do the easy thing. And every day she's making that choice, and she's surrounded by people who cheer her on either way. There's people who are saying, no, come on, let's go this direction. And there's people who are trying to pull her back the other way. And so just trying to stack it a little bit more so there's more of those people on the side saying, no, go this way, you're doing a great job, just keep going. I think that's where I kind of fall into this and why I want to be a support to her, because she does have a tremendous outlook. And also she's very much still in it. And I think I can relate to what that looks like. I can relate to what it looks like trying to use my voice and mentor other young people when I was 18, 19, 20 years old and still trying to figure out how I was gonna pay for food and where I was gonna live and how I was gonna get to school if my car broke down. And it's exhausting. I don't think we talk about that. It's exhausting. And so how do we continue to have the motivation to do the right thing when it's often harder?
It's no longer an L that I'm taking. I'm not taking a loss by myself. I'm taking a loss to my mother and my sister. If I go to jail, my mother and my sister is gonna be homeless. If I stop doing these groups, my mother and my sister is gonna be like, you know, devastated, because then I'm gonna go backwards. I'm not gonna be the person I am. I'm not gonna be able to function the way I do, you know, so it's like they're like those risks I'm not willing to take. I won't take them risks. Because like I said again, I'm not only in this for myself no more. I got 2 others that like I'm living for. You know, I mean, I got multiple others that I'm living for, but like for the right now, this time being, those are the 2 that I'm doing this all for.